Say the saga.
Hi guys, you know what it is? It's the saga. Welcome on another brand new episode of the saga. I'm really buzzing. I'm excited. Today I have with me beautiful minds. We have Miriam. She's an educationist. We have Oyin. She's also an educationist, a online business vendor,
Yes.
and of course we have Belumi in the house. Good to have you back. As you know, what we say here is not like it's not final. We just see our insights, God-given insight, of course. And find what you see, take what you find interesting, and we are not experts. Just a disclaimer. So let's jump into it. Something I want to talk about is what's happening right now. First of all, what is a consensual sex? What is consensual sex?
Consensual sex, to my own term, is giving consent or giving consent on intimacy with your partner or the choice of person you're
Mm,
having intimate conversation with. Your yes to be your yes, your no to be your no.
mm,
And that's how I see consensual sex should be. Like a
beautiful.
green light yes.
Mm,
Yeah, well,
okay, green light, not green flag.
well,
Okay.
personally, I believe consensual sex is consciously agreeing to
Mm,
intimacy, like knowing exactly what you're doing. Because I feel like without agreeing consciously, it might not, totally define what consensual sex
mm,
is. Because you can actually say yes and not be conscious of it.
Yes.
right.
Probably you
Yes.
can be intoxicated, or something like that. So yeah, I think it is consciously agreeing to intimacy.
Mm,
Yeah, that's what
interesting. How about you, Miriam? What do you think? Do you agree?
So yes, I actually agree to what Pelumi and Onya have said. But also I would say consensual sex depends on your rights. You can't say a 6-year-old child will say yes to sex. So I
Mm,
feel it depends on your maturity and your rights to
mm,
be able to say yes to it.
mm. I don't know if we know VAPP, which stands for Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act. It's a Nigerian act that says
Oh.
rape is, sexual penetration without consent. Most importantly, voluntarily, right? So we're looking at voluntarily agreeing, right? You guys have defined what you term as consensual sex, but to the general, to the opposite sex, there's a lot of misconception around rape. For example, there could be other forms of consent, like you mentioned, being intoxicated, being manipulated, being deceived. So like these are other factors that could lead to
consent.
consent, which is probably originally not, willingly or voluntarily, like we said. So there are factors that could make it seem consensual. So what's interesting is when let's bring it inside the relationship now, a sexual relationship, right? We have cases where there's a romance going on and your gender or you guys will be like, stop, stop. But like it means go on, as we claim to say.
Hmm.
As who claims to say men?
Everybody.
Who is
Really?
everybody?
I mean it
Speak for
happens now.
yourself.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, I get what you said.
It's valid
I get
Who
now.
what
has
you said.
said it before? Who
Some
has said
people
it
have
before?
Some
said that.
people
No, some ladies have actually said when they say no, they actually
Meant
do.
yes.
Yeah, meant yes. So I get what you're saying,
fine.
but
But it has to be that type of person. You shouldn't say your gender. Not like now you've ended the previous relationship with somebody that always say stop or no means go on. You now meet
Mm,
somebody new
Mhm.
and try it on the person and you think the person stop is to go on.
mm,
and I also feel like
Really kill you.
it should not be encouraged. Even if, as a man,
Like
you've heard ladies saying something
mm,
like that, I feel like it's still something you should not stand for.
mm,
Even if you are dating somebody that no means yes, probably maybe somebody that likes playing around before all of that, and I still feel like it should not be encouraged. When she
mm,
says no, even if she means yes, you should still not encourage it.
but
mm.
Like
he just generalized it now. He said your gender.
To be very honest, I thought like that's what it is. Like
no, it's
everybody
not
knows
every
that when girls are saying
definitely
stop,
not.
stop, they want you to keep going. Keep
No, no,
oh,
no,
No.
talk to
I
me.
no,
think where
and
you
I'm
got what you're saying from is from when you say are you okay? And a lady says,
No,
I'm fine.
yeah,
That
yeah,
also
Oh,
yeah,
happens
yeah.
to
Maybe
a
maybe
Nah,
that's
man,
where you
nah,
draw
but
that
that
nah,
line
does
nah.
not
I do
mean
not
in
agree.
text in
because
You
terms
very
of
see, you
yeah.
see, you even see somebody squeezing the neck of a woman, and like she's like, no, like, but if I stop, like, why'd you stop? Like,
Where did
so
you see
like,
that in movies?
ah,
hmm.
why are you acting like I've done
Say
that?
the truth. Where did you
No,
see
the
it?
thing is, I'm just surprised that you are generalizing it. You seem so sure that it's
that
everybody, and
Because
every
I'm
it does
woman
wondering, and
happen
agrees
I'm
to
wondering,
it.
okay, how many women have you physically spoken to, and I've told you, oh, when I
that.
say no, I mean yes.
Okay, so it's the false narration. It's
You know,
not
it's
it's
not
not for
false. It's just
everybody.
that it is
It's not a
like
gender
the
based
like the
Yes, it's
smallest of
not. You
the
should not generalize
Okay,
it.
percentage. Like it's even a
fair.
small
If
percentage
you,
of
if
women
yes,
that would.
yes,
I
Right.
feel like it's only women that really don't know how to. I don't
Mm,
know. I just feel like it's not. It doesn't
because
make any sense.
at
okay.
Personally,
all.
it's
Because when you just
immature. I
squeeze,
feel like it's
squeeze
immature because
very,
towards
if
men,
you are
very.
Okay.
and
mature,
it
you should
You
know
wins,
should
when to
know
say no.
when
You
to
should know
say
when to say
no.
yes.
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 If you want something,
Okay.
say it.
So
If you
so
don't, say it. I feel like it's just kids or immature ladies, that would do that, and
mm,
That
that
will
is why
say
I
that
said
kind of
But
thing.
yes,
but
and that is why I said it should not be encouraged because it's
mm,
immature, in
fair
my
enough.
opinion.
You want to say something?
Yeah.
mhm, mhm. But then I when you said it was immature, I happen to have like seen toxic people. That's a toxic feminine. Maybe those
Mm,
are the ones that gave you that survey that allowed you
mm,
to think that okay, fine, their stop means go on. They might be gasping for air while you're pressing their neck, and it means
mm,
for you to continue. Should I say toxic, or should I just say they're coming from
yeah.
a an intimacy
People. Some
of
people are just hardcore.
Yeah,
wildness? And yes, some people are just
I'm
hard
different,
to the
but it's not
core.
normal. That's the point, and
Yes,
Mm,
it's the
because when you say
smallest of.
immature, some people find
right.
it as if that's even more mature for you to go
For you
wild,
to go out
for you
there.
to go wild. Because even at teenagers, as teenagers, feminine teenagers, male teenagers, they believe during their own growth and all of that, they have to
Mm,
go extreme to prove that they are in
And
vogue.
vote, yes.
right.
Even in secondary school, they believe that if they go extreme, they are doing one or two things that classmates are not doing. That means
Mm,
they are in vogue. So I think it's, I don't know, should I say psychology
Yeah,
mm,
or
it just depends
their
on the way you
background
think.
or
Yeah,
who
background
they
too.
move with, their peers and
okay.
all of
But
that.
Because
truthfully, it's
because
still immaturity
It
because
covers
it's
it
only a
all.
child that would think that being
Exactly.
that way should. Most
And I
of
feel
us
Okay,
like,
so
as,
and I feel
32
as
like,
a
years old
child will
now,
and
think
I
32
feel
that.
years
like
old lady or 32 years old man, still a child.
no, it's not
Yeah,
about the
it's
age.
just
It
the
is
mm,
not, and it's not
mentality.
about
It's
the
not,
age at
age
all.
is not about
Yeah, and I
it's
feel
just
like
maturity.
being an adult, being mature, is being able to understand your pain and
mm,
know when to use it, not to use it,
Against
in a way
somebody.
against somebody, and in a way
right.
that doesn't, it's not right.
Yes.
When you say there's certain things that have to do with intimately, you should
Mm,
not joke with that because you know how it can turn. So I personally believe that being a mature person is
mm,
understanding your pain, knowing how to use it, knowing how not to use it, knowing how to make sure it doesn't affect you and the things you say
mm,
as an adult. So I feel like somebody not knowing when to say no and when to say yes already shows that you are immature.
mm,
So yeah, I feel like it's immature women that think like that. It's not about age. You can be 40 years old and still be immature
mm,
mentally. So yeah, I feel like growth has a lot more to do with your experience and how much you analyze your pain and know where to place it in your life exactly. How to use it for good and
right.
when to avoid the bad parts of it. So yeah,
I
that's what
mean,
I believe.
I think it's very important we talk about this because I mean, maybe I'll just say personally, as guys, we feel like okay, once we hear the no, it means go on and all of that.
As
So
guys, I really wish we were not the only guy here so that somebody else can
that's
prove
why I said personally.
because
That's what like
the
we
personally and as guys like you're contradicting yourself.
okay.
Like
Personally,
out of 10
is it
guys, will
just
you
you?
say
That
all 10 of them will agree to what you just
I,
Yeah,
said?
I,
is it just you or
like you said,
everybody?
I won't speak for everybody, but
Yes,
from what I
you should
said,
be
Yeah,
speaking for
from
personalize
my
it
yourself.
really well.
survey,
Yeah.
from my
Speak to
survey
personally.
and my
Mm-hmm.
survey,
What
Okay.
survey?
I
Many
have
people
But
friends.
survey.
the
Thank you. I
survey
asked you
was
a
it
question. I
on
said, how many
girls
ladies
or
have you
on
physically
guys?
spoken to? Forget movies, forget 50 Shades of
From
Grey. How many women have you spoken to?
Exactly, exactly. I
okay,
And
think it's I
because
think
yeah,
it
I
is
think
that.
that's where he's
I
getting
think
that
it's
from.
that.
Do you
I
it's
get?
think
not.
it's
50, I've
that.
not. I've not even seen 50 Shades
But
of
then we
Maybe
are
Grey.
not
I'm
Okay.
sure
doing
you've
it.
heard a lot about it and people have given you an idea of what it's like. Maybe
Mm.
that is where you get
I
that from.
mean,
So
like you said, we
physically,
are not, we are not, we are adults, and it's not something that is far fetched. I feel like it's
it
some.
is very far fetched in my belief.
It is
And
really
that's why I'm really
rampant.
concerned.
Like,
It's not. Prove it. How many women physically
have I done
have
physical
told no,
survey
I've told you that
that when
when
they
I
say,
say no, I mean yes. How many? You know,
This
I,
is not me, no.
it is not like, oh my god.
It's okay.
sorry.
Okay, my bad, dear women.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm saying
Correct that
that,
misconception because
okay,
it's not true.
personally,
Yeah.
what I
Speak for
think
yourself.
happens is that when there's probably um um
woman saying,
no, like when there's the closure to climax, the woman will probably say, "Oh, stop," or there's what we know as a painful type of pleasure. Do we agree with that?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, so if it's painful, you probably will want to stop and say stop. But then it's pleasure, you don't want to stop. Is that also correct?
But I think that should be a
Is it no, no,
different
yes,
thing
yes
based
or
on what
no?
you said.
Yes or no?
That should be a different thing.
Mm-mm. I'm trying to talk about people saying when girls say no, they mean no.
That's
Is
what I'm
there is there
saying.
something as
The
painful
example
pleasure?
you gave
Yes, there is
and
something
what
that's
yeah, there is,
painful
So if there's painful pleasure,
pleasure.
so obviously you're going to tell me to stop, which you don't mean me to. Is that
that is
correct?
it during the
Like
act
like
of
yes, during the
during
that's
is
what
the
I'm
that
saying.
what that
I
it's
feel
already
like
going
that is
on. They are
different.
already, yeah,
Yeah.
the consent to
Hmm.
sex has already
Yeah,
been
and
Okay,
I
so
feel
given.
like
that's two
So
different things.
yes,
but
that's
but
what
but
I'm
then
trying
Yes.
to
but then if
say.
I'm being honest, I get where it's coming from because there have been cases where doing something like that
Mm-hmm.
and the lady will say stop and you can
Mm.
tell by expression that she
Yeah.
actually means she doesn't
Just
mean
does not
stop.
want
Like
to
you can
stop. Yes.
tell the way she says it
And
and
don't
all
get
of
me
that.
wrong,
And then
Now woman they do
no
woman.
and then later she
mm,
Now
will
woman
come
they do
up
woman.
saying probably she just thinks of a way to get to the
yeah.
guy. Probably the guy did something wrong
Wrong,
later.
and
Mm.
she
And she
uses
would
it
not say,
against
oh,
him.
there was a time I said
Imagine.
stop and you refused to
It
stop. And then it's like
That's
that was not
that's
how you said it.
as
So
subtle as that
me,
sounds.
I would like
So
I
like
get where it's coming from.
you
As
know
much
why?
as I want to be very, I
Yeah,
do get
you
it.
get, and that's why we put context into it. We said in a relationship, so it's not even just random people.
random people.
In a relationship, these things happen. So we need to put out these things out there that we like. Okay, personally, me now, I'm with the thought that okay, because of the painful kind of pleasure, the woman will say when she says stop means I should keep going and all of that. In order to clear that out, right? But like you said, going back to origin before we're talking about the consent in itself before the act even
They have
started.
to, yes.
So that's what you're trying to say. That's fair enough. Okay, so what I want to talk about now is something very important. On the flip side now, the false accusations.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Do you think these are valid claims or there is no even such thing as a false accusation? Because we see feminists today, right? They don't even want to hear that. They don't believe that a man there's no innocent man that has claimed oh he didn't do it. You know, a woman is always right in this. There are victims in this situation. What do you guys think? Do you think that there are cases where these women aren't victims and the men are the victims?
Definitely. There are a lot of
Yes,
situations
yes.
like
There
that.
are many. I've
Definitely.
even heard of cases
Mm.
where men are the victims because I don't know about Lagos, but the people that happen to confess a few things
Mm.
about their childhood and growing up from the school that I went to,
Yeah.
which was at Ogo State. Majority of them, I found out that most of them had gone through rape or
Mm.
gone through one or two
Mm.
Men.
for years forceful will to be
They're not even
slept
talking
with
about pedophilic act. We're talking about mature men now.
mature men.
Yeah.
Okay, as mature men, Abby,
Mm.
I'm out of
I,
ideas.
I feel like I feel like you are talking about them being
False.
accused of rape,
Yeah.
not them
Not
being
them
the
Being
being
the
victim of
being a
rape.
victim
Do you
victim.
of
understand?
Okay, then being
Like
accused, not
Yeah.
being the
like
victim.
the
I thought it was
illustration I
victim.
just made
Yeah.
about a lady saying stop in a
Mm.
pleasurable way and then later using it against the
And
guy
the guy's
saying
like,
I said stop and
right.
then you did not stop and then the guy being the victim in that case
Yeah.
because nobody wants to believe that that
Mm-hmm.
was not the type of stop that he
Mm-hmm.
heard. But then at the same time I feel really weird saying type of stop because I feel like stop is stop. But then
Ladies,
I do
I
get
feel like
it.
you
sorry,
guys are
sorry.
just
Yeah.
you guys are just putting out that propaganda. It makes sense. Stop it. Stop. But in all
I
honesty,
get you.
it doesn't
I
always
do
mean.
get you.
I
Yeah, that's
believe
why I
women
said
should just have their own dictionary as a whole because
right,
what is stop and not saying stop?
But we
right.
just agree that the
But we
stop can
all do
mean go
get
on.
what he's trying to say
But
when
I
he
believe
says
my own stop is just stop.
Okay.
yeah. No, people are there. I
But
get
I
what
know
you're
that
saying. There are
people
some
do.
people, yeah.
Yes,
Right.
people do all of that.
Especially when they're even
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
when they say I am fine and they are not fine, they're
Yeah.
still mad at you. I think I do that though.
So it's
But
important to just put the balance to both sides. So
Yeah.
now what I want to look at is we agree that there are cases where women have wrongly accused men of raping them. We're talking about remember people in relationships, sexual relationships, dating or probably even couples,
Accusing their
right?
boyfriends
So
of
we
rape.
agree that it happens.
okay, I think this that you just mentioned now. She said something about it. Miriam, you said something about it that while we were outside, she said that there was
Mm.
this thing going on online where somebody touched. I believe the guy is
okay,
an adult,
yes.
right?
I don't know their
Somebody,
name. The
yes.
two people in school. The
Yes,
girl
Okay.
and the boy, that
because
the
a
girl
grown man.
said she was lying down or maybe sleeping or something,
Okay.
and somebody touched her,
Mm-hmm.
and she woke up, she didn't see anyone.
Mm.
Then it's going on TikTok, right? I don't know their names, maybe
Mm.
Dami or something like that. Then when she turned, she didn't meet her roommate, so she went downstairs. So
Mm.
her excuse was she was sleeping, someone touched her, she didn't wake up. But later when she woke up, she had the feeling that someone touched her. So
Mm.
she went to look for her roommate, and her roommate said
Interesting.
she has not been the one that touched her, but someone came into the
Mm.
room. And so she went after the guy, then spoke with him, and I think he said no, he didn't come in. Sorry.
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 You
Thank you.
want that?
So he didn't come in to the room at all,
All right.
and she started threatening him. She sent him threatening messages and all that. I
Mm.
think 2 days later she saw him. So she's like upstairs and he was downstairs in the compound, and she poured
Mm.
him hot
Hot
water.
water.
Oh my
So
God.
his friends had to take him to the hospital.
Did they try to charge or arrest the girl?
Yes, now the case right now is in court, and
Mm.
our family members are trying to beg the boy.
Uh-uh. After
Mm.
hot water.
The
What if it's a
family
dark
members
skinned
are
boy? They
trying
not made
to
him Fanta.
As in,
they are trying
there's
to
no going back
they are
from
trying
that.
to beg the
Mm.
boy, but I don't
Already
know.
ruined his life.
Right
That's
now,
crazy.
it's still the case is in court, and I think
So
they've
that
arrested the
didn't say
girl.
that one being wrongly accused. Does he live in
Yeah.
the same
It happens a
compound?
Yes,
lot.
it's
Yeah, it
all
does
these
The
happen.
hostel?
outside hostel where
That's
you rent
yeah.
a room or something. So
Yeah.
maybe the down part has more of boys, then
Mm.
the up part has more of girls. Maybe he came upstairs to meet someone and
Mm.
ask for
But it
something.
was the one that was mentioned that was around the houses
As
during the
it
time she
that
woke
time
up.
it
But she
happened.
said she
So
was fine.
now the thing is the girl sure someone touched her? No, because she
She was
was
sleeping.
sleeping. So she can't even say maybe her roommate rolled over and hit her
Yeah.
or something
And she just
happened.
accused
She
him
just
and all
accused
this.
him
But
because
but
someone said it came into the room.
but is it possible for someone to be sleeping and they touched you
That's
and you
the
would not know?
question people
That's the
have been
thing.
asking
I
Crazy.
her.
always wonder how people are like, oh, this happened when I was sleeping and I woke up. Like, how do you sleep?
So, I mean, we need to put a balance to everything. So, as much as we agree that, you know, there are cases where men are wrongfully accused, and then yet you see the men now, that's where they are pushing on because every woman right now is, coming out, feminine move and all of that, being victims and all of that.
But at the same time, there are a lot of topics, there are a lot of situations where women have come out to speak about rape and there was no justice, men
Hmm.
got away with it. You're not talking about
Exactly.
that.
That's where
You
I'm
don't
going
seem to
to.
be talking about that. You're
That's where I'm
talking
going
about,
to.
exactly.
That's where I'm going to. I feel like as much as there are some cases where these things happen, the false accusations, my advocate to like men is that we should not weaponize the fact that this happens, now causing room for real victims to not be attended to. Do you
Yeah,
get?
true. And
So men
women
men are
too.
starting to weaponize the fact that, okay, can you see this guy was wrongly accused? So they are not rapists, but like they are real victims and all of that. So
And women should
as
also
much
not
as
joke with it and not,
right,
raise false alarm so that when the real victims
yeah,
speak up about it, people will take them seriously.
yeah,
So
yeah. I
take
think
it.
we shouldn't weaponize all of that. All right, guys. Thank you guys for having this talk with me. I had a good time. I hope you guys learned a lot from these bright minds. All right, so I will see you guys the next time on Saga. Thank you.